Ladies and gentlemen, football is back, and if you're looking to get some action on football this season, I'm going to tell you just how to do that. It's called the Underdog Fantasy app and their Pick'em game. All you have to do is pick higher or lower on your favorite player's stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in a single night. They keep it super simple with their easy-to-use website and mobile apps. You pick between 2 and 5 players and fill out your entry. And if you get every pick right, you're taking home some cash. Use code 10K and get your first deposit doubled up to $100 by Underdog. Once again, that's code 10K on the Underdog app or go to www.underdogfantasy.com.
On this episode of It's a Bit, we're joined by Minnesota Twins legend Bert Blyleven. He's a 2-time World Series champion, one with the Twins, an MLB All-Star, and a color commentator for the Twins when we were growing up. Awesome interview with Bert. Honestly, a dream come true as someone who grew up liking the Twins ever since I was a kid. So an awesome interview with Bert. We're also going to go over our bits of the week as always and end the show with an older segment we used to do called the Twidiot of the week. It used to be called the Social Simp. Then we're going to call it the Twidiot, but then Cam reminded me that it's called X now, which sounds like a porn site. So the Exidiot for Extreme Idiot. Exidiot, yeah. So all that and more on It's a Bit.
To the top, never going down, don't wait for the drop. Never stand still, that's the motto. Yeah, brand new bands for the auto. Oh, foot to the ground, full throttle. Big energy for the night like lotto. Damn, y'all talk lots, never this quiet. Life like a Seinfeld plot. Vault full of songs, all of them bombs. Something like a minefield guy. Boom. Get it, tickets running out quick. Bet it, never get it out big.
All right, folks, welcome back to It's a Bit, presented by 10,000 Takes. My name is Boss Man. I'm joined by producer Cam and journalist Jake. And as I mentioned, the Loons update is dead. So for those of you who are getting all of your insightful Loons info from me, I got to tell you to find a better source. I've since retired from the Loons update delivery game. But here's a Twins update. They lost to the Tigers tonight.
That's depressing, but I don't really know if there is a better source. So good luck.
Yeah, I mean,
all Loons news is now fucked.
Yeah, it's not because I was the source.
Yeah.
Most people were like, oh, yeah, I heard on It's a Bit that, like, the Loons had bought in the Twitter bird. And those guys did, like, no one knew what the word avian meant, but now we do know because those guys, like, brought the word to light. Because
Adam Schefter to the NFL is the equivalent to 10,000 Takes to the Loons.
True.
Except now.
I'm like the Jeff Passan of the Loons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone else is fucked.
Everyone else is fucked.
You learned all your good football terms from us, so.
Yep. Yeah. Well, now in the
Soccer.
real football starts. American football, preseason football. The Vikes play this Thursday.
The only football
at 9 p.m. That's the downside.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Like I said, like I was mentioning to you guys, it's going to be great to sit down and watch a Vikings game, and I'm already picturing Jaron Hall throwing a game-winning touchdown pass to Jalen Naylor at about 11:55 p.m.
Yep.
And we all go to bed and lose sleep because of preseason football.
Not Jalen Naylor. It's going to be Jalen Rager, though.
No.
Oh.
He can't catch.
Oh.
Rager can catch punts.
Is he even still on the team?
Unfortunately.
Oh, jeez.
And then we just signed the other first-round wide receiver that sucks.
The Patriots guy. And they're going to give him number 28.
Not anymore. He's number 85.
Oh, thank God.
They gave a different guy 28.
That would have been odd. Yeah, that's a fucking atrocity. I'm sorry.
Yeah, who's the Patriots guy they just got?
What?
Harry?
N'Keal Harry.
Yeah.
N'Keal.
He's not the one. He's not the one who lateraled the pass back to Mac Jones, which resulted in them losing the game.
I think that was Jacoby Myers.
Okay, thank God.
N'Keal Harry played.
N'Keal.
Is that how you say his name? N'Keal?
I'm gonna kill you.
I make fun of it. N'Keal.
Oh.
He played for the Bears last year, and he is actually the father of Jair Alexander.
Oh, love that.
So at least we can use him 2 times a year.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
that's about it.
He should. Did he gritty on Jair Alexander to do the grittyception?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I need someone to gritty on Jair Alexander's grave when he dies.
That's fucked up, Cam.
Cam's going to show up to some random-ass fucking graveyard wherever that guy's from, and he's just going to be like, People are going to be like, who is that fucked up guy with the mullet?
I'm going to L.
Yeah, you probably are.
They'll send you straight to jail if they catch you doing that.
Yeah, if they catch
this
you.
This guy digging up bodies?
Yeah.
You want to eat them?
Yeah, hit up the 10K lawyer. Is it illegal to gritty on a gravesite?
I've in high school done some stupid shit in graveyards before. Will never again. That shit'll kill you.
You seem like the yeah. You're probably fucking cursed now.
Oh, I am.
You were possessed by a demon.
Yeah, because we did that and then went to Great Cloud Island. It was
Great Cloud Island. It's haunted.
Yep, it's very haunted.
It's all fucked.
There's a bunch of demons there.
The white truck.
The interdimensional demons.
The interdimensional demons are there.
The white ghost truck.
I'll tell you. Yep.
Yeah.
They're all demons.
The Twins, though, they did win one game, or they lost one game of like 6. So if they can win 3 of 5 games, we'll be okay.
They have a 5.5 game lead on the division, which in our division is legitimately a 55 game lead.
Just don't sniff to 500. Don't get close to 500.
Well, they could because it's Minnesota, but they did sweep the Diamondbacks, which was great.
That's fucking sick.
And Joe Mauer's inauguration
piss pounded the Tigers the first game.
They did. So they're fine. They're not going to get. They're not. I was worried that they were going to sweep the Diamondbacks, but then just get swept by the Tigers, which
that would have been typical
sense.
Fashion. Like, we're down one game of 7 after having one of those be a sweep. It's like, so the other one they got swept in 4.
But they won Monday's game, so I'm like, okay, yep, nope. There's something different going on.
This team's
right
for real. Per
Twins
us.
back.
Per Jeff Passan.
Joe, who?
Who's back? I said Twins back.
Oh, Twins back. I think you said Gallo back.
No, never would say that in my life.
Don't get Jake
wore his
horny.
jersey on Saturday. It was so funny. He struck out 3 times. And when he got a walk, everybody was clapping.
Gallo dead.
Yeah, but you got to see Joe Mauer get into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
So.
Bert Blyleven was there as well, so it was fantastic. Joe Nathan, a bunch of other fantastic Twins.
You were in the same building as him 2 days in a row.
Mm-hmm.
That's a new
record.
Yeah. But you were also in the same room as Joey Gallo in the same building.
And Joe Mauer.
Unfortunately.
Joey Gallo.
Just a lot of Joes.
Yeah, a lot of Joe Nathan. Like I said, they were showing a bunch of the old Joe Nathan, Joe Mauer commercials.
Yep.
Twins territory commercials.
That's
the
really
one
cool.
He gave where he gave the kids the sideburns. That was great.
Oh, yeah. Well, we mentioned it with the Bert interview. The sideburns are fantastic.
Yeah.
So
impeccable.
Yeah. Let's get into bit of the week before our interview with Bert. We'll start with you, Cam. What do you got?
My bit is the Raw.
Raw is war.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to say it with you. I'll
War
say it
is
together.
raw.
Raw is war. Nope.
Well, you're an idiot.
Stop. You ruined it. Say it again. Do it again.
Oh,
Raw
yeah.
is war.
You
Now I'm an
fucked
idiot.
it up.
Because I was gonna make you say it by yourself. That's what you deserve.
Oh,
Go
It's
sit in
like
the corner,
Bart
Jake.
writing it on the chalkboard.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of,
I'm
actually.
sitting in the corner.
Anyway, Raw is indeed war. Last night, the WWE was very generous and gave us some free tickets to Monday Night Raw. And
because, Cam, Raw is war.
It is war.
It is war.
And let me tell you, it was fucking electric. I used to watch wrestling a lot when I was little, but like seeing it live and being that close and having like one of the guys like sprint past us scared the shit out of me. But the whole thing was electric and people are into it. And I thought, like, I'm not making fun of anyone, but I thought it was fucking hilarious. Like, there was some lady that was like sitting next to me, is like hardcore WWE fan, right? And if you're a hardcore fan, you know that it's not real. But like, she was getting into it like you would like a TV show, which more power to her. It's great. But like, there was a ref that was doing like the 1, 2, 3 thing, and he was like slow into the third. And she's like, I fucking hate this ref every time. He's so slow. She's just like getting pissed.
It's rigged. That's why it's
well,
legit. It is
it's kinda
legitimately
scripted.
rigged.
Yeah,
like
it's scripted,
we say
but-
every other sport's rigged. Like this sport is legitimately rigged.
But they should know. Yeah, it's like it's entertainment value.
Also,
great.
former It's a Bet guest Xavier Woods had an awesome jump off the top rope to pin one of the guys from the goofy-looking Viking,
Yep, the Viking Raiders.
which started the Skull chant when those guys came out. But then Xavier Woods did the flying
V,
whatever move that is,
I don't know.
and pinned the shit out of that guy. And it was
That
fucking awesome.
actually proceeds or leads into my next question. If you guys had like a finisher if you were a WWE wrestler and you had a finisher, what would you call it? So I just thought of mine on the spot when you said flying.
the Flying V. Yeah, I just call mine the Flying V.
I would do the flying moose knuckle, and I would just knee him right in the groin. The flying moose knuckle.
Dude, who was it? Who went to like an amateur wrestling event and the guy had a finishing move where it was like suck my balls? Or,
What?
do you guys remember? Was that Bubba who went to like our friend Bubba went to like an amateur wrestling event and there was some outrageous term that a guy had. Oh no, it was like eat his ass or it was something really messed up.
Eat his ass.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that. My finishing move would be something with a slam, like the. That's too basic. The super slam. I don't know. Give me some time. I'll come up with something
All right.
better.
We'll
WWE
reconvene
walkouts, by the way, unmatched.
Yeah, they're
the
incredible.
energy, the music, the theatrics,
The names and
the-
everything.
I always love like the way they like get up on the top rope and they just like stare everyone down straight face. Like it gives you chills. It does. Like when Cody Rhodes goes out there and does it, the whole building is chanting his name and he's just on the second rope, just like giving the crowd like a death stare.
Yeah.
It is the most badass moment.
Or when like Seth Rollins, they do like they hum. That's fantastic.
Yep.
But like the pyrotechnics are unbelievable.
Fireworks.
Inside of like a an arena,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It's really sad to say nowadays, but I like ducked
Yeah,
a couple times.
a couple
I'm
times
are
you're
we
like,
getting
oh,
it's
shot?
loud.
You were right
It-
next
it
to
br-
me.
It brings you
Yeah,
back
it
to like
scared the fuck out of
It brought me back to like the Metrodome, like
Yeah.
how loud those cannons were in the dome, like when the Vikings would run out.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking loud in the target.
Like,
It's very loud.
It would be like they would be done with the intro, and then you would think, and then all of a sudden it's just boop, boop, boop. It sounds
Yeah.
like Jack when he was doing the helicopter thing in the Edibles episode.
yeah,
Just
like,
out of
boom, boom, boom,
nowhere.
boom. Yeah, it's like a machine gun.
It was fucking
and
insane.
when
It
you're
was
and when you're in Minneapolis, like your first instinct is to duck, thinking that it's
Exactly.
gunshots.
Wait,
So
no, I'm not outside.
you can't do that in this neighborhood.
you can't.
bruh.
You cannot do that downtown.
Not
No.
even inside the Target
Sorry,
Center, dude.
WWE. It was in Detroit last week though.
Yeah,
So
the SummerSlam or
Yeah.
whatever on
Yeah.
Saturday. But yeah, it was fun to watch. And all the antics and that. Who's that one wrestler? Gable.
oh,
Yeah.
Gable was from
From here,
Twin
but it's
Cities.
not.
No. That's a different one. They called him Gable or Gable, the guy that would go like, "Thank you."
Yeah,
he's
oh yeah,
from
he is
here.
from Minnesota.
But
too.
it makes it was
yeah,
so
Gable
misleading
Stevenson.
because Gable Stevenson is from Minnesota, but that's
Right.
not Gable Stevenson.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
this is
So
a
that's why I was
different
like,
guy.
his
name
name
is-
is like the same.
Is it Gable or was it Gable?
I think it's like Gable. I don't know.
with a V.
but-
That's why I thought people were starting to say, and then I was like confused because I'm like, Gable
So,
Stevenson's not up there.
It's Chad Gable.
Okay.
So it is
He was
Gable.
I know that
He
name.
was an Olympic wrestler as well.
Oh, okay.
So
that is crazy, kind of ironic.
Also, the super like scrawny, tall surfer dude who's wearing nothing but underwear.
Bro?
And he looked like a bag of Funyuns.
yeah, and then when he comes out, everyone yells, "Bro!"
Yeah.
like
Bro.
his role is to just be a douchebag. But yeah, I found it. So Charles Edward Betts is his actual name. Is an American professional wrestler and former amateur wrestler. He was signed to the WWE, where he performs on the Raw brand under the ring. Chad Gable. He's 37 years old, and he was born in St. Michael, Minnesota.
Nice.
7?
Yeah,
He looks younger than that. But
Wow.
thank
he won.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you. He won the.
That's
He
great.
won the like the 1v1v1v1,
you.
and those are always the most confusing because it's
Yeah.
one guy versus one guy. It's a free for all in 4 people.
Pure chaos.
Being the hometown guy, they had to make him win, of course. But going back to what you mentioned, the show basically ended. Sorry if you're a WWE fan and you had it taped. Spoiler: Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, and one other guy had a tag team against Rey Mysterio's son, who is like a villain.
What's
Yeah,
their,
Dom.
I forget what their
Dom Mysterio, who's
group
like
is called.
the
Judgment Day.
Yeah, the rotten child who got into like Marilyn Manson's music.
Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson. That's
Yeah.
basically what Dom turned out with Rey Mysterio. He's a villain.
Sucks.
Yeah. But anyway, so they wrestled, and it was at 1.2v3, and then right past us on the floor, a guy who was supposed to be injured, who was originally supposed to be part of that match, ran in. His arm was all taped up and shit because he got jumped in a cut scene like right before the match, and he went in there and saved the day. They won. Cody Rhodes was celebrating all over the arena. The whole place was just erupting with applause, and it was a great night, man.
Well, it was just pure chaos too, because if you remember when Judgment Day came out, like the girl that's with him, which I think is like the champion or whatever for like the women's side, just got fucking jumped by like 6 women.
Yeah,
that's
that's right.
Like, what the fuck?
Up
is
to the
happening?
ring, walking
Well,
up to the ring.
Like when we're there laughing, it's not that we're making fun of it. It's like we're entertained.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's
there's
crazy.
nothing better than when a guy or a gal is just out in the middle of the ring, just talking about God knows what, and then some music starts,
Yeah.
and they just turn and they like just stare the person down as the person comes out of the. But there's nothing better than in WWE when someone comes full sprinting out. There's no walk up music or anything, and the announcers just fucking lose. Like, here comes John Stevenson.
Yeah, watch out!
Which happened right next to us.
Yeah.
That guy
Yeah,
came
Sami
running
Zayn.
in. Yeah, came running in, and no one was ready for it, and he ended up helping them win the match. So it was.
I mentioned
fucking
this
awesome.
last night. Every time I think WWE, I think of Jim Ross back in the day. Oh my God, that man has a family.
Yeah,
So good, dude. It was so much fun.
It was unique experience for sure.
I
It was
think
just
I do
crazy.
genuinely believe you don't have to be a wrestling fan to have the time of your life at that. I'm not saying to enjoy it. I'm saying to have the time of your life. As a sports fan, it brings out a new piece of you that you didn't know was there, or at least a piece of you that existed when you were younger. So our guy Xavier Woods got the dub. Our other guy, Chad Gable, got the dub.
Yeah.
Just a great night for the Twin Cities.
Can we do that one more time?
Yeah, Chad Gable. Thank you.
Thank you.
Isn't there like a thank you
It's
before
something.
that?
Thank you. And the whole crowd does it too.
Thank you.
So good.
But,
Yeah,
but
you-
then there was the other
yeah.
guy who like he walks out. Everyone just yells, bro.
And they're just
Yeah.
like, bro.
Yeah, and then he's like wearing a flat bill and he like throws it in the crowd.
Dude, I really liked when Miz or Awesome came out with L.A. Knight, and everyone was like, L.A. Knight.
Oh yeah.
And that was fucking sick.
Who was the big ass guy who was with the hot chick who got his ass kicked by the pretty boy?
Oh, that was like Maxine and the big.
What was the
dude.
big guy's name? I said he was the most relatable wrestler because he's a big dude with a beard and he's fat.
Brutus or something.
Yeah,
like that?
yeah,
With
yeah.
the Maxine girl.
Yeah,
who I
that
fell in love
guy's
with.
my favorite wrestler.
Yeah.
The pretty boy. I wanted to kill him.
Well, that's his
And he
role.
Yeah, I know,
He's-
I know. But
it's the typical like cocky douchebag
That
who
tries to get every woman.
who tries to
Yep.
womanize, and he'll fight anyone to get to the woman. Like his sole purpose isn't to be a good wrestler; it's to just get laid.
that
Yeah.
if a pixie stick had an insane jawline, that's what that dude is built like.
Yeah.
But he beat that guy, so
Yeah.
he beat the big dude.
Such a great night.
It was incredible.
I'm pumped for the next time the WWE will be here. I think we got fucked though. I'm pretty sure WrestleMania was going to be at US Bank. I see it's at the Link now. Next year, 2024.
That
So
sucks.
Philly wins
Maybe the
again.
next year.
Philly wins again
Are
against
we,
Minnesota.
So does this mean we're gonna watch Friday Night SmackDown and Monday Night Raw every week here?
We should try. I'm saying if we have nothing else going on a Friday or a Monday and we're watching God knows what, I think we put it on at least one TV. I think we make that
Let's
a
do it.
personal goal.
Hell yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, you get sucked into the storyline.
And that one gets the volume because you gotta follow along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
all into getting back into wrestling.
Raw is war. All right, let's go to you, journalist Jake. What do you got?
I have the just give me the bogey bit. This is in reference to golf. You know, when you're kind of cheating and you maybe go out and hit like five mulligans on one hole, or keep dropping a ball, keep chunking it, and get up to the hole, and you put it so far away you just pick it up, don't even finish it, and you know your friends ask you what is your score, and you just say give me a bogey. And so I personally done this. I'm guilty of doing this. Try to wean off of it more to try to get more accurate scores, so I can make it to the U.S. Open, of course. But I was with our buddy Bubba, the Time for Lunch guy, if you know who he is. He's a bigger dude. Not completely horrible at golf, but he had a few bad holes where kept chunking it. Here, I'm going to hit another ball, would chunk it again, would just walk up near the green, kind of drop it near the green, chip it on, put it past the hole 10 feet after I was done with the hole. And he's like, just give me a bogey. Just give me a bogey.
He's worse than me, right?
At golf?
Yeah.
No, he's got a decent swing.
He's actually pretty good at golf. He's been golfing since he was a kid.
What?
Yeah, no, he's actually not bad. He's an idiot like on some holes where but he actually has he can drive pretty well.
I hate this.
He can iron well and chip well.
Well-
It just had a couple holes where you get pissed, start saying a bunch of obscenities and swearing, get in his head obviously, hit it too quick, hit a beaver pelt, and just pick up the ball. But in general, like he's not a bad golfer. Like he's pretty good. He just would kind of half-ass it, not finish a hole, hit it past, and just say, just give me a bogey. I'm like, dude, you clearly got like an 8 or a 9 on this hole.
I'm so depressed now.
No, he's not. Dude, he's been golfing a lot longer.
Yeah, but it's Bubba.
He was better than me like 3 or 4 years ago.
You know, though, Cam, they say the most dangerous weapon in the bag is the pencil.
True.
Yeah.
So you go back to cheating. Some people just blatantly write down the wrong score.
Maybe I
Yeah.
should just do that.
Yeah, I mean that's the best way to shoot like a 75 is just write down enough numbers to add up to 75. I'm not saying I do that or condone it.
Yep.
But if you're really desperate enough to beat Bubba, then just
No,
cheat.
I'm not.
Well, he literally got the same score as me. I'm like, dude, how did you? We counted the final scores up. I'm like, dude, like what the fuck? Like he
Wait,
could.
that was legit?
No.
For him, no.
That's the bet.
Oh,
That's the
yeah,
thing is
because he did
there
the
was
ball.
there was a few holes where he legitimately got a par and he looked great, and then there'd been another hole where he just give me another ball, and just I probably gave him 4 balls at one point out of the cart watching him hit just because he kept chunking it, and sometimes he would hit it well and then he would get up. That was a birdie. I'm like, no, it wasn't. Oh, dude, but I forgot to mention this. It was that. So we were at Deer Run. It was that par 3. Was it par 3 6? It's kind of that longer par 3. That you got to use
where the houses are on the
with
right.
the houses-
I've almost
yeah.
hit those
Yep,
houses.
we always go
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So he actually hit a decent shot, but he was to the right of the green. I'm walking up to my ball. I'm like, I kind of chunked it. I got it on the fairway in 2, or the green in 2, not the fairway. That would be really bad.
Oh my god.
But I'm walking up to my ball. He chips it. I see him like line it, like he punch shotted this. Like if this, it win the hole.
Oh,
If
really?
this didn't,
He just
if
dunked it?
Yeah, so it literally, he totally fucked this up. Line drive, bounces once into the hole, just slam dunk. I'm like, dude, he's like, I was trying to do that. I'm like, bullshit.
No, you weren't.
If that doesn't go in the hole, that's way behind off of the green.
It was doesn't even get excited. I was trying to do that.
It was an incredible shot.
Fake it till you make it, Cam.
But he's like, I was trying. I'm like, dude, that literally bounced. If that goes just to the left or the right, and misses the hole, that's off the back of the green by like 20 yards. But it went in the hole, and he chucked his club up in the air. Yes, I'm a good golfer. I'm like, dude, it was an incredible shot, but you didn't try to do that. And then, yeah, it was insane. But he would do. That's what he would do. You'd have some holes like that where it was incredible. But then he'd have a lot of holes where just give me a bogey. I'm like, dude, you had like an 8 on that hole, and therefore his score was But a lot of people do that, and he's not the only one. But I witnessed that this weekend, big time.
That's fantastic.
There's some of those people you golf with who, like I said, they write down whatever they want because it's a free country. And I've never understood blatantly cheating on the golf course. It's almost like going to a soccer field and playing in a game of soccer, but just running around with the ball tucked in your arm. It's like it's cheating. No, technically, if you're just playing for fun, like, and you're by yourself, no one's gonna stop you. But what's the point of paying all that money and just cheating?
A mulligan or 2 here and there, sure. Like, but like this was like we're talking. He was playing 4 balls on a few holes.
Yeah,
I'm like, you're not playing 2-ball golf. You're playing 4-ball golf on this hole.
That's a problem.
That was horrendous. And then,
tough.
So but just okay.
Yeah,
that's it.
My bit is the first pitch bit. So we were lucky enough to be invited by the Eau Claire Express of the Northwoods League out at Carson Park in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. We went to their game. They played Wilmer on Saturday night, and I got to throw out the honorary first pitch. If you saw the video, it wasn't great. It wasn't my most athletic moment, but I did get it to the catcher. Now, yes, I threw it maybe 10 feet over his head. He had to stand up from the crouch position, catch the ball almost as an over-the-arm catch, which I'm just going to say this now. I think I made him look like a much better player by giving him that opportunity. I also made him warm up a little more by giving him an unpredictable throw that he had to make an athletic play. You can tell I'm justifying because it was a dog shit throw. But here's the thing. I saw all I was watching all day was first pitch videos. This was the first time I've ever done a first pitch. I start with this. Maybe we'll graduate to the Twins one day as a lifelong dream. Maybe hit the Saints in the cutoff, do the middle. But the last thing I wanted to do was end up like Carly Rae Jepsen or 50 Cent or fucking Conor McGregor and just throw like a shank or throw it directly into the ground. I wanted to make sure I got it to the catcher. So, like, God forbid I throw the ball over the catcher, but I got it to the plate, right?
You did it.
It was somewhere near him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you guys see the video?
I did. It's great. It's you did better than McGregor. You did better than 50 Cent. You're going somewhere.
I must be more famous than those people if I did a better job.
As long as he catches it and it's in the air, I think that's a good first pitch. It's not like going back to the backstop and they're missing it.
Or throwing it directly in front of my feet, which people have done.
Yeah, and you didn't do like a gymnastics flip. Like I've seen like U.S. gymnasts go out for first pitches and they do like a cartwheel and then throw it perfectly down.
Yeah, and it's
plate.
like
we can't beat that, but
no, and that hurts. Common men like me who are just trying to go out there and just not make an ass of myself. That was really the only goal, was to just not end up on like not top 10.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm thankful it was a good throw, a good enough throw. I'll work on it, though. Next time I'm asked, I didn't actually know until we got there that I was doing the first pitch, or at least until the morning of. I'll practice, all right? Mm-hmm. And it was funny because one guy commented and said, well, that was a pretty good throw. You did it left-handed. And I go, buddy, I am left-handed. And he goes, you might want to delete this. So
he's also a keyboard warrior. So
yeah,
that's all he does.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Fuck him.
Yeah, it was fun. I was thankful to be able to do it. I followed that up later by doing the 999 challenge, which I've done technically only once. We did it back in 2021 at the Andover Aces game, and then we did the 993 last year during a hockey game. So this is my first time basically doing a 999 in 2 years, math. And I did it. I fucking crushed it. I did it in 8 innings because I'm just built different.
998.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I hadn't eaten anything in like 26 hours, so I ate the first 3 hot dogs in like probably a minute and a half flat. But
And didn't you say that the hot dogs were like because at the end of our Aces games they were really good, but they were super greased up.
Yeah,
and oiled.
thank God these were like grilled hot dogs,
So
not like roller dogs.
Yeah,
I I was stressed about that all day. I go, if I show up here and these are roller dogs, I'm fucked because the taste of that grease just sticks in your mouth.
You can finish it like we finished it 2 years ago, but like I puked obviously, but like you feel like when you're trying to pull down like or hound down that 6th or 7th hot dog with the beer when they're that greased up, it's like feels like such a chore. But if they're grilled, they still taste fantastic, and you don't have that extra like oil and shit to kind of fill up your stomach, so you can kind of strategize better.
Well, I'm starting to think I could take this competitive eating to a next level because not only did I do the 8 dogs or the 999 in like 8 innings, but then later we went out to the Pickle, which is a local bar in Eau Claire. And I drank something called the trash can, where they take like 4 different types of alcohol and dump it in a cup with some flavoring. Ended up drinking pretty much the rest of the night, and then we hit a gas station at bar close, and I fucking raided that place too.
How bad did your hotel room stink?
It didn't stink that bad.
Insane.
No, I got it at all, but I had like the Cheez-It snacks. I had a beef jerky stick. Couldn't even tell you what the brand of gas station we were at was because I was that fucking schlagered from
Schlager.
drinking 9 beers in 2 hours and then proceeding to drink a trash can at the Pickle. But
do you have any other drinks at the Pickle?
I didn't, but I did find out that there's this box that a ton of the college women. By the way, I'm the oldest guy in this bar at 26 years old, so if that doesn't say enough about what this place is, you get the image now. But there's this box where a ton of women dance on. And I didn't think anything of it because, drunk women in elevated services, usually they end up dancing on some high area, whatever. That was like all the bars there, which was kind of funny. But later, a friend who I was talking to who graduated from there goes, "Did you dance on the slut box?" And I go, "The what?"
What?
She goes, "Yeah, that box that all the chicks dance on, that's called the slut box." And I'm like,
Sluts.
No, I did not actually, despite numerous offers, did not dance on quote-unquote the slut box, but I did inhale a trash can after eating 9 fucking meat missiles and drinking 9 Busch Lights in a Northwoods League baseball game.
Nice.
The Slut Box.
Slut box.
Is Pickle an official sponsor? Is the Pickle?
The Pickle is not, but when we do move studios this fall, we're moving to Lower Town. We should build a slut box in the studio.
Just make a bootleg a club out of there.
Yeah,
I guess.
just sell booze. That's
Have a slut box.
It's like how else are we gonna pay the rent?
Come on down to the Slut Box.
Yeah, come watch watch a 9 p.m. Wild game against Calgary and a negative 10-degree day in January and dance on the slut box.
Featuring Bubba on the Slut Box from 9 to 10 p.m.
You can touch his hernia.
Oh, and
Fuck you.
And you can drink a trash can, which is literally a concoction of alcohol that should be thrown in your trash.
Bubba has a 3-song set on the Slut Box coming up.
Yep.
True. All 3 of them are big country.
It's his birthday. Get your cash ready.
You give him a dollar bill, it disappears.
I take credit too.
But I'm starting to think of this, boys, though. So I did the 999 in a pretty impressive amount of time. Like I said, 8 innings. Fucking, we're pathfinding. We're trailblazing this challenge here. Should I move into professional eating contests the way Bubba did? If you're an OG of the show or of 10,000 Takes, Bubba used to go around the Twin Cities attempting eating challenges. Should I start doing this? I think I'm capable.
Yes. You should.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun.
And then you should compete against other people from 10K to see how you stand up against everyone.
There's one individual who can beat me, and I think you guys probably know who it is. Think really hard about who could probably eat more than me.
Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy has won like pizza eating challenges, like when we were at Lift Bridge last year for the Kentucky Derby. He inhaled like 3 pizzas and he wasn't even
7th
phased.
Avenue pizzas. Those are like high quality, lots of cheese, lots of meat. That's not like a Jack's. I could probably eat 3 Jack's if I hadn't eaten anything all day. He ate 3 7th Ave pizzas, which are loaded.
He didn't look phased at all.
And he was single-handedly keeping Lift Bridge root beer in business. He deleted like a fucking keg of root beer.
And he
so
ate these pizzas.
It's kind of one of those things where I'll gladly be the second best competitive eater in 10K. As far as I know, who knows? There might be more people out there.
How do you match up against Jake or I? You're gonna wipe the floor with us.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude, but I'm like, it's weird. I think it's just because I know how to train right. Yeah. I've done enough of these eating challenges, so I know the amount of water to drink, the way to drink it. Like how often you need to be going to the bathroom. Like I Googled basically a training regimen the first time I did this, and I remember most of it, and it's worked for the most part. So I need to go try some of these challenges and just see if I'm capable of being in the space.
If this was like high school, I would destroy you. I used to eat more than a fucking city. But
Yeah,
now
me too.
I think you win.
Yeah, I think I would definitely participate on a couple of those again because we did the Andy's Pizza one.
Yeah, we did. We should try that one again.
We should. And we
Is it 3 people max, right?
Yeah,
was
we
three,
crushed
let's do it.
that. We crushed that. Bubba was actually struggling, and we were doing great because he didn't prepare well.
Right.
And we prepared well, and then the 999, 993, which I technically finished, but then I fucking puked.
Right.
Let's go do the pizza one.
You guys want to do the pizza one?
Andy's Hometown Pizza?
Yeah, it's in Albertville.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's go. It's closer to us now.
Yeah, true. We got to do it before we move out of the Plymouth house because it's.
Yeah, we'll make the trip. We made the trip from the South Metro before,
Yeah, it's
so
not that bad.
it wasn't. But
We went.
Make it.
We went during COVID last time when like most places were shut down and there was nothing to do, and like half the town showed up. There was a gallery of like 15 people watching.
Yeah,
And, like,
we'll go
I think
there.
we've talked about it on the podcast, but one of the girls like walked in. She goes, "Oh yeah, I work at the gas station next door. I just said we were closed for like the next 20 minutes. I'm here to watch this." And we're like, "The fuck?" Just 3 guys eating a pizza. Like that's
Like,
the best thing you have going on
fat guy
tonight.
and
You
two
guys do
skinny
know that
guys.
Guy Fieri's not walking through this door,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know what you're expecting here. You're about to see some really disgusting shit if that's what you're into. Yeah, but all right, enough of that. Let's go into our interview with Bert Blyleven after a quick commercial.
Vikings football is almost back, and you have to represent the Vikings in the best way. If you go to 10ktakesmn.com, click on the shop tab, you will see all of our newly released Vikings-themed merch, of course, with their 10K logos on them, so you can also represent the brand while also representing the Vikings. I know the preseason is starting up this week, and the season is about a month away. So if you go to our website, go to the shop tab, you can see all of our fantastic Vikings merch, including our gritty design T-shirts, the God Bless Kirk Cousins T-shirt. We have a Hawkamania shirt as well for TJ Hawkinson. We got plenty of in hoodies and T-shirts. So if you go on our website, 10ktakesmn.com, click on the shop tab, you can represent the Minnesota Vikings in the best way possible by getting the 10,000 Takes Vikings-themed merch.
Also, Gritty Hat's coming back
Gritty Hat is going to be coming back
in the
soon.
near future. We won't put a date on it.
Yeah, that's not on the website, but it is coming back. It's going to be fun. That's a good product. Look out for it.
All right, is it rolling? You ready, Bert?
I'm ready. You're
All
ready.
right. Yeah, we're ready.
We're ready to
Good.
go.
We're pumped.
I'm loving it.
The Two Stooges. I like
Yeah,
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jack
and Jake.
There is
But
usually
now,
3
now
of
we're the
us.
Three Stooges.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're the third one now.
That's okay.
We always need
Yeah.
a third one added.
I've been called that before.
Okay.
You've been called one of the Stooges?
I've been called many things before.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I watch what I say too.
Yeah, I know.
Well, this is a great way to start the
Yeah.
interview. We're
Yeah.
joined by a very special guest, Hall of Fame MLB player, Twins alumni, 2-time World Series champion, won with the Twins, and former color commentator for the Twins that we grew up watching. I mean, it's just crazy to be here with you because we grew up watching Twins baseball, and you were the one on TV talking, breaking it all down, and it's just awesome to be joined by Bert Blyleven.
Well, thank you. You are hereby circled for doing that.
Oh, wow.
And all those nice
Yes.
words. Yeah.
It's the first time I've been circled,
We should-
I think.
Why, do you feel a little tingled or anything?
Oh my gosh,
No?
nostalgia is
I
pumping.
know,
I mean, we.
know. When I did that, you feel it.
Yep. Oh
You
my
feel the
gosh,
force.
I've been
Goosebumps.
circled.
Yeah.
Goosebumps.
You basically just knighted me.
Yes. Well, I wanted to ask. I know you have talked about like the origin of that, but for the listeners that don't know, like what started the Circle Me Bert?
Well,
thing?
well, at that time we were Fox Sports Network, and they gave me a telestrator. Well, John Madden, with the NFL, he did the X's and the O's and all that stuff on your TV, and they said, "We want you to try this telestrator." Well, in baseball, if the ball has hit the left center, I'm not going to draw a line and cover the ball up.
Yeah.
So about the 7th inning, they finally said, "Bert, we want you to use a telestrator." So just so happened we come back out of a break, and there was a Twins fan on the upper deck that they showed, and I said, "Hey, buddy, thanks for being a Twins fan. You're hereby circled."
Yeah.
Well, from there, Kansas City, we went to Detroit, and somebody actually made a sign that they drove 646 miles from Detroit Lakes to follow the Twins in Detroit. I circled the sign. I said, "You guys are hereby circled. Thanks for being Twins fans." And it kind of mushroomed from there to where we came home and there were more and more signs, and it went on forever and ever. And it's a great way, I thought, to interact with the fans, because baseball's a fans' game. And, to have a family come and actually make a sign in their hotel, come to the ballpark, and hope that they get circled by Bert, And at that time, they were giving, I think, $50 scratch-off lottery tickets away. So it was a lot of fun. And it was a great way for, I think, Dick Bramer and I to interact with baseball fans.
Yeah. No, I know me and my brother brought a sign every time, and that was always the goal.
Do you ever get circled?
I can't remember, because my grandparents would watch when we'd go. They'd be like, all right, we'll make sure to send you a picture, or I think probably in that day it was you'd take it with like the rollback camera. But yeah, I think there was one time we might have. I can't remember, but it was always the goal.
You know what's so cool about it is because we could only maybe circle one or two people throughout the ball game coming from a break or something and before the inning starts. But my wife Gail would be with me, and she'd come to a lot of the ball games, and she would see maybe a handicapped child with a family, and they'd have a sign. She would bring them up to the booth.
Nice.
The sixth or seventh inning, and between the break, I would introduce. I would sign the sign for them, and or after the ball game. It was a lot of fun. I still run into people and I still see people online show me signs that I signed and circled, and it's a good memory.
Yeah, well, and speaking of, you can actually get some of Bert's autographed stuff in the upcoming VSA auction. Yeah. So between Saturday, August 14th and August 31st, if you go to vsaauctions.com, then you can win some or you can auction on some signed memorabilia, including your World Series trophy. Right
behind
incredible.
me.
Yeah. One of only three.
Only
three made, right, from that team.
Well, what was about this? So, club gets 2 World Series trophies: the owner and then the ball club. And then, at that time, the commissioner was Peter Uberoff, and he said the players would only get the smaller version. Well, I have one of these, the Pittsburgh Pirate one, in 1979. I have the original size one. So so I barked, and I asked them. I said, no, I don't want the smaller version. I want it to match in with my Pirate one, and they made this up especially for me. So
it's got your name on it. Everything.
Beautiful.
I'm the only player on that team that has the original size trophy.
Wow.
And I'm willing to part with it through a VSA auction, and looking forward to when the auction starts on August 14th.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Now, be very careful how you answer this question, but what World Series was better, Pittsburgh or Minnesota?
Hey, you know what? There's a lot of people players in the Hall of Fame that never went to a World Series or won a World Series, so I can't pick one or the other. I can say 1979 with the Pirates, we are family. Sister Sledge came the next day when we got our World Series rings. They sang, of course, we are family to us and to the fans in Pittsburgh. 1987, I think people out there don't realize what fans do to help a player on the field. Yeah. I mean, in 1987, we won all 4 home games because the fans were so loud at the Metrodome. And I think even St. Louis Cardinals is just overwhelmed at how the fans reacted. And I think the biggest moment that we had that people will remember, all the players on our ball club, is when we beat Detroit to go to the World Series. On the plane back, they asked us would we go to the Metrodome because they were going to open it up to some season ticket holders. Mm-hmm. By the time we got there, and those doors opened up down the right field line, there were 55,000 people at 11 o'clock at night wishing us good luck in the World Series. It was insane. Totally awesome. And that momentum carried all the way through the all 4 games we won were in the Metrodome. And then the ticket parade in Minneapolis, St. Paul. It was just a great time.
Yeah.
Something we never experienced. We were born in the mid-'90s, so
we're still waiting.
We're
still waiting on ours.
Okay, so. It's coming.
But
it is. Okay.
What was
hold your horses?
Yes.
What was the celebration like in Minneapolis when you guys won?
Well, again, it's the fans. I mean, it's a fans' game, and I think everybody in the 5-state area, everybody was so excited. We were supposed to, when we left Minneapolis or open cars, and people were throwing confetti and everything, and we had a couple cars that I guess caught on fire because there's so much confetti on it. It was kind of cool.
I would love it.
Yeah.
It is cool.
I wasn't one of the players on there, but God rest his soul. No, I just kidding. But anyway, at the end of Minneapolis, we were supposed to stop, get on a bus, and then we're going to go to the Capitol in St. Paul. Well, because there were so many people, the bus couldn't get in there. So we drove, I guess that would be towards St. Paul, on 94 south, okay?
Yeah.
It's cold out. So, but we're sitting there, and cars coming the other way, going, say, north or west or whatever, they stopped on the freeway. I mean, it was like the whole state shut down.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And then to finish the celebration at the Capitol was cool.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, it's something we want to experience for sure at some point. We always say that if the Twins or if the Vikings win a Super Bowl where they've never won one, the state's going to implode.
Yeah,
it's gonna just
or
go
even if the Wild won the Cup, it would be
like
everything would shut down.
Like I said, it's a fans game. No matter what sport it is, the fans get into it, and you want to celebrate.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Well, I mean, I know you played. You played earlier in your career. I think you played from the Twins and when you first came into the league from 1970 to 76. So you played at the old Met.
Yes.
So I guess what did you ever play in any? Were there any I know you? Well, the season starts in April, but did you ever play in any cold games there?
Oh yes. Yeah. I mean, opening day it was snow flurries, and Mr. Griffith at that time, is there going to be 40,000 people at that game? We're going to play. So you just try to throw that fastball between one of the snow. That's when it's coming down.
This is between the snowflakes.
It's tough. Your hands are frozen and stuff like that. I think it's probably easier for a pitcher because you were constantly moving, but for say a center fielder or an outfielder standing in that cold with your cold feet, that would be tough. But it was a great place to play. Of course, they went to the Metrodome at 82 was the first season there, and then now in beautiful Target Field.
Are you glad that the Twins are back outside?
Yes. Yeah, I am. I mean, that's the way the game should be played.
Yeah.
Of course, down in Miami, where I live, Fort Myers, Florida, the Marlins and also the Rays, they need the dome because of the hot weather.
Yeah. Right, because it rains pretty much every day in the summertime. Yeah.
Did you get to experience any of the Metrodome staples, like getting blown out of the door, the troughs in the bathrooms?
At the Metrodome?
That
was a cool place.
Yeah, it was.
I liked the Metrodome. It was called a Homer Dome because of me, I think, because I gave up a lot of home runs there. But you know what? We were guaranteed to start a ball game, and as a starting pitcher, you can have a routine and that you maintain. It's kind of like you have to be worked by 9. Don't be there at 9:05. Things like that. But the game would start at 7 o'clock or 7:05. So I had a routine that I knew that when I went to warm up that the game was going to be interrupted.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to ask, out of all the stadiums you played in, which was your favorite, would you say?
Well, people say, what was the favorite parks that you played in or would like to have played in? I said Yosemite and Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Because they had no fences.
Right.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, the ball could just keep going
just
forever.
Go forever. There's no home runs there.
Wow. There's not a home run there.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's perfect.
But when I came up back in 1970, I met the team at 19 years old at Fenway Park.
Yeah.
That's cool because it's still there.
Yeah.
Went to Washington, and my first major league game was against the Senators. We won 2-1. The first guy I ever faced hit a home run off me. That's why I like the outside parks.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But parks there with no fences.
Yeah.
But then from there we went to Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
So old Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the history right there. I remember when I came up, you look at Fenway Park. Ted Williams played there, one of the all-time great hitters ever. And then you go to Yankee Stadium, and all of a sudden you're looking at the right field line being at 296 at that time for a home run. But you think Babe Ruth played there.
Right.
Mickey Mantle played there. So
Yeah.
the history of those stadiums was really cool for me when I first came up at a young age.
Yeah. Speaking of giving up home runs, we played rec league softball last year, and I was the pitcher, so I gave up quite a bit of homers too. We can relate on that level. The old turnover, look up, and you're like, "Yep, that's gone." That's very
well,
gone.
I gave up 50 home runs one year, in the whole winter I was in a neck brace.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking over so much.
Yeah. Hey.
Oh gosh.
It gets stiff.
You know what got so bad was that when I pitched, my kids would go out in the outfield and sit with gloves.
Oh gosh.
'Cause they had a chance to maybe catch a ball.
Yeah, right.
Catch a ball thrown by Dad.
My dad's gonna get me a ball today. What? Where is he? He's pitching.
Yeah, he's on the mound right now. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, when a right-hander was up, they'd be in left field.
Yeah.
But they would they'd yell at me, Dad, wait, because they had to run to right field because the left-handed hitter was coming.
Like,
up.
don't pitch yet. Don't pitch
No,
yet.
yeah, no, wait.
Wait. Yeah. Gosh, that's great. I was gonna ask, growing up though, were there any players that you or batters you faced that you kind of had like maybe a grudge against, or that you always wanted to strike out, or you always wanted to make sure they didn't get a hit? I mean, of course, your goal is to not allow a hit on any hitter, but was there any specific player like I just don't
felt
like this
better.
guy. It felt better. I don't know.
Maybe if I hit him, it felt good.
Yeah. I guess.
There were some of those.
Yeah.
To name them, I can't.
Yeah, I know.
They'll
We
come
don't.
after me and beat me up.
Yeah, we don't need that to this day. Yeah.
But you know what? Yeah, there was. I was a big believer when I came up. I idolized Sandy Koufax, Don Drysdale with the Dodgers. I loved Bob Gibson, his desire. My best conversation at the age of 19 was sitting in the dugout with Don Drysdale. Don Drysdale was known to hit his mother if he had to, in a game, if it counted. Yeah. But he was mean out there. And I kind of took a lot of his philosophies and what he told me in about 10, 15 minutes throughout my career of especially you have to protect your teammates. Yeah. It's harder today because the game has changed. They've made a sissy game now.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I was going to ask you your thoughts on the game today.
Analytics, no, don't like it. Pitch count, they always, they said, how many pitches did you throw in a game? We didn't know.
Right.
Yeah.
We didn't know. I mean, the hitters let us know when we were done.
Yeah.
Or if your elbow just gave out.
Sometimes in the first inning.
Yeah.
You're out. No, I'm not done yet.
I'm still pitching.
Yeah, It's only 8 runs.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Keep me going. My arm is almost jello, but let's go.
Yeah. It feels like.
But you know what? Back then, I think complete games, which I had a lot of those shutouts, was all that. And actually, in the auction, I have a win from every game that I pitched in the big leagues. If I threw a 9-inning shutout or a complete game, that's the ball that we're going to be auctioning off for that individual game that I pitched. If, say, I won a game, but I pitched only 5 or 6 innings, now I'd probably go 6 or 7. I didn't like going 5.
Yeah.
If I pitched 6 or 7, then I would get a ball from that game, and I wrote on it, and a little bit of history of that game.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Cool. You did that for every game?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
All my wins. Okay, I had 287 wins. Also for the World Series wins and the postseason, my 3,000 strikeout ball, and then when I came up at 19, Walter Johnson was the all-time strikeout leader at 3,507. Correct. And when I started, I never considered myself a strikeout, but I ended up 3rd all-time on the strikeout list. But as I passed guys like Walter Johnson, Tom Seaver, Gaylord Perry, I kept that baseball, and that's in my collection.
That's awesome.
So it's kind of cool. And as you get older, what do you do with all your balls?
Right.
Yeah, right.
They just fall on the ground.
Yeah, you auction them off.
No,
but I'm auctioning them off before they fall on the ground.
Exactly.
Oh man,
that's a lot of baseballs though, man. 287.
That's a lot of balls.
That's a lot of balls.
But that's
we
only,
got balls.
That's only that's only my wins.
Right.
That's not the playoff and World Series wins too. And then the strikeout balls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool.
I would think it would be kind of like comical if you did, have a ball for every game you lost and wrote down your stats. 4 home runs.
I put all my win baseballs in a nice little mantle at home.
Yeah.
287 with the other ones, but then I also lost 250, so I'd have to buy a whole new,
whole new rack and everything.
Yeah.
Track them all down.
Yes.
Yeah. And the last thing you want to do is have a negative, in your house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a loss.
Yeah. Well, I think it would be funny if that's my winning ball column and there are my losing balls. There we go.
Well, those ones all went home with the fans because they were the home runs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Exactly. A souvenir
or
balls.
with their kids.
No, the ball, whoever beat me, he took the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Left the school ground,
Yeah, exactly.
The bully. Yeah. That's awesome.
Speaking of baseball, we went to the Eau Claire Express game, the Northwoods League. Last night, I did the 999 challenge. Have you heard of that?
No, I have not.
So it's 9 hot dogs, 9 beers, and 9 innings.
How'd you do?
I did it in 8.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. I trained all day. I fasted. These guys can attest to it. We played golf in the morning. I was good. I was a good boy. I didn't drink too much.
Beer? Was it a light beer?
Yeah, it was a light beer.
Light beer.
And luckily, the hot dogs weren't like the jumbo size ones. They were like the Oscar Mayers. Do you think you, in your prime, you could have done that challenge?
Oh, the beer for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know about the hot dogs.
The hot dogs is the hard part.
I still do the beer.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Oh yeah, 9 beer. Yeah, beer an inning that's normal pace. But yeah.
Yeah, 8 innings is impressive.
8.
That's pretty
It's
cool.
the third time I've done the challenge.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
999.
999. Yep.
999. There's a third one. What was the?
9 innings.
9 innings,
Yep.
yes.
So it's
So you had a beer an inning.
Yeah.
And a hot dog an inning. Did you
Yep.
have anything on your hot dog?
No, I didn't want to risk any extra calories because
Okay. How do you feel today?
not great, honestly. But we're kicking. We're here, right?
Yeah, well,
I can only think about the toilet at this time.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, the Best Western Plus in Eau Claire is God bless that place. They put us up
They've
there.
treated you well.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah,
It's
fun.
It's good that you do that.
Yeah. And I got to throw the first pitch. The game.
Okay.
I skied it like 10 feet over the catcher's head.
It would have been better if they had you throw the pitch after the game.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I probably would have like thrown it at second base,
Yeah.
honestly.
You would have thrown up. And
Yeah.
Then, realized.
They would have asked you to go to the pitcher's mound, and you're standing on first base.
Yeah.
I'm at the mound.
Sammy Stats
throw
would
it
have had to
home.
like walk me over there to like, this is the mound you throw at that guy right there, and I'm like, that guy? No, that guy.
That's
right?
a fan, sir.
Yeah, that's someone's dad.
What's my name again?
Yeah, exactly. No,
I'm just impressed you did it without.
No, wait, he did.
Yeah.
Where were you at this time?
he's done it before though.
I was actually at the Twins game last night watching the
Joe Mauer
Joe
being
Mauer Hall of
inducted.
Fame
That's
ceremony.
cool.
But yeah, it was. I was actually going to ask you, how was that for Joe Mauer?
It's
specifically?
always an honor to come back and see a lot of the teammates that that I had an opportunity. I was pretty lucky because when I came up, Harmon Killebrew was there, Tony Oliva was there, Rod Carew was there in the early '70s, and then I left. Not to my liking, but I left and went pitched for 3 other clubs. Came back in 1985, and there's Kirby Puckett and Ken Herbeck and Gary Gaetti. So I got a lot of Tom Bernansky, Tim Laudner. I got a chance to play with a lot of greats in the 70s and then also in the 80s. So it's pretty fortunate.
Yeah, and then you got to you were there pretty much to broadcast almost the entire Joe Mauer's entire career.
Yes,
So that was awesome.
Sure did. What a great hitter! Came up in 2004, and had a hopefully a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah.
He had for the Twins Hall of Fame, yes, but now let's see if he can get him to Cooperstown.
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm hoping. Well, there's that huge debate: is Joe Mauer a Hall of Famer? And I guess your thoughts are probably
It's
that
up
he should
to the
be, yeah.
writers.
Yeah.
It's up to the writers the first 10 years, and then we'll see what happens.
Mauer was a staple. Do you guys remember the sideburns they'd pass out during
yeah.
games?
Yes.
That was my favorite.
I love those commercials
yeah.
he did too.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I forgot to take I should have took a picture of it last night, but they said, "Will Paul Feiner please come out to?" Or they're like, "Twins fans, please welcome Paul Feiner." And I'm like, "Who the hell is Paul Feiner?" And they put a big text under him on the big screen. Only guy to strike out Joe Mauer in high school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I'm like, I have no idea who this guy was.
I
People
hope
were
he
sitting
kept
there.
that ball.
Yeah. Seriously. So they brought him out. I think his name was Paul Feiner. I think.
Think about that. Did you guys play sports at all in high school?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
baseball or anything?
baseball,
Yeah,
hockey.
yeah.
You think about going through your high school, and I'm sure it's probably varsity all 4 years.
Absolutely.
Only striking out once.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's incredible.
That's insane.
Wow.
Well, and he was
Pretty cool.
he could have played like multiple pro sports,
Right,
right? Like he could have played football. He could have played. I think he was good at basketball too.
Yeah.
And now he's playing hockey. He plays in celebrity games, and he looks great. He's the kind of guy could pick up anything and he'd be good at it.
He's a Minnesota. He's a hometown hero, like they say.
Exactly.
He's just, well, they said it was kind of cool when they were just announcing the Hall of Fame, Twins Hall of Fame, right before they were setting it up. They're like, from whether they grew up 10 miles away from Minneapolis or all the way down to I think they were mentioning like, I don't know, some like the South American countries where we've gotten some Twins players who've won World Series with us. Like this, the Twins Hall of Fame ceremony was just, I don't know, bringing them all into that Ring of Honor is really
Did you
cool.
get goosebumps?
A little bit, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, with the Joe Mauer on the big screen showing all the highlights. I'm like, wow. And the commercials were nostalgic. I'm like, I forgot about those. Like, when with Joe Nathan, his mom comes in, like, boys, stop roughhousing in the house. They're playing baseball in the basement.
They're both Joe.
Yeah. Joe Nathan, Joe Mauer.
Joe, take it outside.
Yeah. We were there for a Garden Hires ceremony. Was that last year?
Yeah, last year.
And they showed the stats. I think he got kicked out of 125 games.
Yeah.
Got thrown out of. They put that on the big screen. It was the best.
Gardy's a good man. Dan Gladden also went in.
Yeah.
That year. Yeah. Last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good people.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
But you know, when you go to those things as fans too, it makes you reminisce, like we're talking about right here.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember, it's all positive too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I was gonna ask too. You're pretty famous for your curveball. Where did you learn to throw the curveball like that?
Actually, I learned. My dad was a big Dodger fan, and I mentioned Koufax and Drysdale. Sandy Koufax, a left-handed pitcher, Don Drysdale, a right-handed pitcher for the Dodgers back in the 60s. And when he came to, I was born in Holland. When we came to the United States, my dad kind of picked up baseball. He liked baseball. So I would sit and listen to ball games, and I would keep score, like my little scorebook, a Little League scorebook, and especially when Koufax and Drysdale pitched. And then when I started to throw the baseball, I didn't start playing baseball until I was about 10 years old as a catcher. My dad listened to an interview with Vin Scully about describing his curveball, because he had a great curveball. The mound was steeper than it is now, and he would call it a drop, straight over the top. And Vin Scully, the great announcer for the Dodgers forever and ever, and probably the best play-by-play color analyst, whatever, ever, Vin Scully, had an interview with Sandy Koufax, and Koufax's career was cut short because he had an arthritic elbow. He thinks it's because he started throwing a curveball at too young an age. So anyway, he did this interview with Vin, and Sandy said, if I ever had a son, I wouldn't let him throw a curveball until he was about 14 years old.
Yeah.
And my dad was listening, and we'd play catch in the backyard, and he would just tell me in his Dutch accent, fastballs only, change-ups, no curveballs, or I'll knock your head off.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. So I didn't. I didn't throw a curveball until I was about 14 years old. And I visualized Vin Scully describing Koufax's drop. Okay, you're almost looking at a clock goes from 12 to 6. And that's kind of how I learned my curveball. And then, but everything, people talk about the curveball, but everything for me keyed off the fastball. I wasn't afraid to pitch inside. You got to pitch away, all 4 quadrants of the plate. So, yeah. And then the curveball was my strikeout pitch.
Yeah. That was the kill shot.
The one that
I had fun. I had fun with it. I held it differently. The only other guy that ever held the ball, Bob Feller, great Bob Feller, Hall of Fame pitcher for the Cleveland Indians. He held it the same way that I held mine. Everybody else is different. The baseball feels different in everybody's hand. Hand size, utilize the seams if you want, but everybody's different.
Yeah.
Well, I want to ask. I mean, like, did you add any more pitch types to your arsenal as you went through your carear?
Yeah, when I first came up, I was just turned 19 years old. It was just fastball, curveball. See if you can hit it. I'll challenge you. And then watching Jim Perry and Jim Cott and Louis Tiant and Dave Boswell, when I first came up, we pitched every 4th day. Watching them pitch rather than, I think I was a thrower when I first came up, but watching them and then helping my pitching coach, Marv Grissom, way back in 1970, changed my delivery because I was pitching like a javelin thrower. I would land on my left heel and almost recoil. So, honest to God truth, between starts, he would bring out a folding chair because I landed more toward the third baseline than toward the catcher with my left foot.
Yeah.
So where I landed, he put the folding chair down. This is old school. So he put that folding chair down. He says, okay, what I want you to do is when you open up and open your lower torso, I want you to land left of this chair. And I'm looking at the chair for, how many years have I gone that direction and then threw over my body. I asked him, I said, Mr. Grissom, I said, what if I land on that chair? He said, well, then you'll break your damn neck.
Oh, wow.
So
No
what
pitch.
he did, he opened me up to where, I could be, my arm would be more of a whip and it'd be closer toward home plate. So I took a lot of pride in conditioning too, running a lot. I see these pitchers today run out of gas in the 4th or 5th, 6th inning. So my body was not allowed to get tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
That's
great.
the mindset.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Part of visualization.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How was your reaction time on the mound? You ever take any quick liners to you?
I got hit a couple times, never hit above the waist.
That's good.
The worst one was near the groin area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is it was Greg Walker with the White Sox, 3-1 fastball away, hit it right back near my groin, and it ricocheted toward third baseline, and I ran after it. My right leg was numb.
Oh,
So I'm
God.
like Chester on Gunsmoke,
Yeah.
dragging
Hobbling over there.
dragging my leg over there, and I saw him later he became the hitting coach for the Atlanta Braves, and
Yeah.
I wanted to hit him.
Did you throw? Did you throw him out?
No,
You didn't get there.
No, he still laughs at me.
Yes.
He had a chance to get out of the way. No, it was a rocket.
Oh, God,
and then
I
Willie
can't
Randolph
imagine.
hit one off my shin in New York. I think those are the only two that I actually.
Okay.
That's not bad though.
That's not horrible.
No, and I didn't come out of the game. I was
Yeah.
not coming out of the
No.
game.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Damn it.
Don't
Who's going to break this
don't,
table
don't
here?
you
Just-
dare pull me
Yeah.
from the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like today they might without your. I feel like even if the pitcher doesn't want to, I don't know why.
Well, that goes
Well,
back
you said
to
it's a
the-
sissy's
the
game now, I
analytics.
guess.
I've seen guys get hit back up and up the middle, and
Yeah.
it's scary.
Right.
It's very scary.
Yeah.
So
Especially when you can hear it. I bet.
Well,
Like when you
these
hear it
kids-
whistle by your.
these guys are strong. I
Yeah.
think of Harmon Killebrew, how strong he was, and now today's player, Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
You look at the size that he is. We had Frank Howard in our era. The guy stood 6'7", 6'8", and about 300 pounds. And when you throw a ball out over the plate, you know where they want to hit it.
Yeah.
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 They want to knock your head off.
Exactly. Their thighs are like the size of my entire body.
Yeah.
It's just fucking crazy.
You're telling me if they hit it back at you, they don't apologize like they do in softball?
Yeah.
Sorry, pitch. They run by.
yeah.
No,
Well,
they laugh.
Yeah, they're like, ha.
gotcha.
Yep.
So what
Saw your
else?
pitching.
What got you into broadcasting?
Boredom, I guess, being at home. I retired after 23 years. Went back to Southern California. My buddy Norm Foster and I opened up a little diner called Blyleven's Dugout Diner.
Nice.
I worked for also Dr. Robert Schuler for the Hour of Power, Crystal Cathedral. We started a sports ministry to where I got involved with the Boys and Girls Club. Because when I grew up in Southern California, we could stay at school after school and for intramurals or whatever, shoot caroms, shoot baskets, whatever.
Yeah.
But a lot of schools in California were closing down at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, especially the middle schools. So where are these kids going? They're going out on the street corner because mom and dad, or if they're single family, nobody at home.
Right.
So they're getting in trouble. So what I decided to do was started a program called Blast, and it kept kids after school, thanks to the Boys and Girls Club and volunteering teachers, that kids especially in 6th, 7th, 8th grade could actually stay on the school grounds, do homework, and your parents could pick them up at 5 o'clock.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
so
sweet.
That was cool. But then I was actually Dave St. Peter with the Minnesota Twins had heard, they asked me to do a couple college games, if I'd try it. I said, sure, I'd like to try it. And so Dave St. Peter with the Twins called me up and asked me if I'd like to do a couple games when the Twins were playing the Angels. Yeah. And then I did. And from there, I think Tommy John was doing some of the games along with Al Newman, and they offered me to do some games, and it led into being a broadcaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Dick Bramer's chemistry was just impeccable.
Yeah, thank you.
It was great.
I felt we were always like the odd couple.
Yeah.
Well, and like I said,
Yeah.
like in the beginning, like your guys' voices are what we grew up on, like
Yeah.
watching baseball. Like you hear Dick's voice, you hear your voice, and you just think of
Circle
like
Me Bert. And all that.
watching
Yeah.
the game with your grandparents back in the day, and yeah, it's just
It was
it's just
fun.
awesome.
It was fun. It's
Yeah.
still fun today.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
to say like the
Oh, they-
broadcasters they run
Dick's,
through
yeah.
are great.
Dick's
yeah.
been doing it forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's just when you're like growing up, it's like totally different from now. Like Morneau does a great job
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
color, and yeah, Dick's still doing it, but it's just like it just brings you back. It's
There's
awesome.
a nostalgia for sure. But I know the the one thing we wanted to ask you and bring up regarding your broadcasting career.
Well, I know what you're going to bring up. New York, right?
Well,
Yeah.
the New York Yankees, because it was actually the first video we posted on our page in like 2019 when we started our social media. And we're like, hey, throwback to this day, New York.
When I accidentally said the F word?
Yeah, accidentally. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And you
Well,
thought, yeah.
Let me tell you guys are in a business, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, right now we're being taped.
Right.
Right? Now, this is the third game. It's a Sunday. Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
And then it's Sunday, right?
Right.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
Friday,
That's how it
Saturday.
goes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
So Friday night, we tape our open because the national anthem, we don't want to talk over the anthem.
Yep.
We tape it. Okay? So Saturday night, we tape it, the open.
Yep.
Sunday, because instead of a 7:05 start on Sunday, it was a 7:07 or 1:07 start. It should have been a 1:05. So we had to do a second segment, which we taped. Right?
Right.
Yep.
Right.
You got all three tapes in a row?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, now, I did not look at my watch. That was my mistake. At 1 o'clock, we were to come on. I didn't think it was 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I'm working with Anthony LaPanta because Dick's mother was ill and he was back here in the Twin Cities. So I asked the truck, I said, what are the elements that we're going to talk about? So the elements were Jeter, Alex Rodriguez, Mauer, Morneau, in that order, and then we're going to go into Torrey Hunter because they all five were doing pretty good in the first two games.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, Anthony opens the show. He leads into how well the Twins are playing. And, the Yankees are a great ball club led by their captain, Derek Jeter. And then we show highlights. Well, there's Derek Jeter. I talk about Derek Jeter. He's, 4 for 8 already in the first two games of this series. And then, where's Alex Rodriguez? They go to Joe Mauer.
Yeah. They just skipped right over it.
Yeah.
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 So I said, the F word.
Yeah.
Like,
It's only a F in rehearsal,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
you're a person too. Like,
Well, I made a mistake.
yeah.
I made a mistake.
Exactly.
I did not know we were live.
yeah.
So, drop the first one. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I said, I think, ooh, I didn't know that. And as they're talking in my ear, we're live.
Yeah.
Okay. So I made a mistake. I apologized. Well,
Oh, yeah.
Now after it's all said and done, and Anthony did a great job of handling it, and I think I just shut up after that. But
Yeah.
now the second segment came, which was on tape.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Remember the 3 tapes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now it's on tape. Now when I come back, I asked the truck, I said, please, when we come back, I have to apologize, which I did for, I think, a minute or so, whatever it
Right.
took until the first pitch was thrown. So, yeah, I felt bad about it. I apologized the best that I could as a mistake. It was not right for me to use that on the air, which I said was an accident, but I don't care anytime you shouldn't say that.
Right. But even the Twins fans though, at least that we know,
I
loved it because you were showing broadcasters are people too.
Yeah.
Like they screw up and they say an F-bomb.
Exactly.
People,
You know what the best
everyone
happens.
does that.
You know what the best part of that was? Because I got suspended.
Yeah.
I got suspended for 6 games on Fox and then 1 on the network I did the bad thing on.
Yeah.
So I'm watching a game from Fort Myers, Florida, and they were showing some signs that people made. And the best one I saw, somebody had a sign that looked like I was in jail. and they had me in the back with the bars, and it said, "Free Bert."
Yeah. Free Bert.
That's great. Free Bird.
That would have been a great T-shirt.
We should make T-shirts of that right now.
Yeah.
Honestly. But,
Absolutely.
But again, why we're here.
yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
There's a big auction coming.
I know.
Yeah,
Yes,
big auction.
VSA auction.
VSAauctions.com starting August 14th.
Right. Yeah.
You can get all the stuff. But, Bert, we really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah.
All right, folks, welcome back to It's a Bet. Like I mentioned before, that was a lifelong dream come true, getting to interview the guy that you grew up watching baseball, listening to his color commentary. I got circled which was one of debatably the best moments of my life. For sure the highlight of the year. And once again, VSAauctions.com, beginning on August 14th, you can bid on some of Bert's stuff, including his World Series championship trophy. I know I'm going to buy one of his balls. Get it? Remember we joked about that, the balls.
He's got balls.
And also, what we forgot to mention during the interview is a large amount of the proceeds are going to go to charity. Bert and his wife have been very gracious to work with over 19 charities this year alone, I believe. They've worked with Wounded Warriors. They've helped out kids. They've done all sorts of awesome stuff. So not only if you go to VSA Auctions starting on the 14th, if you bid on stuff, not only does that give you a cool addition to your man cave or basement or kitchen, wherever you want to put it, but also some of the money will go to charity. So thanks again to VSA Auctions, to Bert for an awesome interview. But let's cap off the show with something a little more negative. Is a segment that we used to do back in the day. That we used to call it the Social Simp, but now we're going to call it the Twidiot of the week until Elon changed the name to X.
Xidiot.
So it's going to be the Xidiot for extreme idiot. Basically just someone who's being stupid online. So we're going to get really angry. If you don't want us to transfer our negative energy to you right now, then stop fucking listening, because we're about to get pissed at people online.
I'm upset.
I'm really pissed.
I'm going to punch a hole in the wall.
No. I'm pissed.
All right, Jake, if you're pissed, let's start with you. What do you got?
Yeah, so if you haven't heard already, the Vikings are going to be honoring their late coach or former coach Bud Grant, and honoring his legacy with a jersey patch week 1 and with a helmet decal the rest of the season. And of course, Bud Grant is, one of the most well-known coaches in Minnesota sports history, one of the greatest NFL coaches in NFL history. I feel like took the team to 4 Super Bowls. Was fantastic coach. Helped the team even after he was the coach. Just a great all-around dude. Lived to almost 100 years old. Just a fantastic guy, and brought us the closest we could to a Super Bowl. But someone decides to comment, this was from Steve Tuttle on Twitter, in all caps, under the post for the Vikings announcing this patch and decal. He said, "Never won anything," in all caps, which I don't know what he means by that. He's one of the most winningest coaches in NFL history in terms of his record. He's won a lot of games. He's technically won an NFL championship, NFC championships, brought our teams to Super Bowls. He's won a lot in this team and has helped other coaches after him still win games. Yeah, he never won the Super Bowl, but he did so much for this community and this team. That's an absolutely ridiculous take. That's an idiot. That's a moron right there. Never won anything.
That's an Exidiot.
Yeah, that's a bandwagon fan right there. Exidiot.
Bud Grant's probably the best thing to ever happen to the Vikings.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm pretty sure you won it a lot.
Dude, Kevin O'Connell on the other day on K-Fan talked about how him and Bud used to talk every week. Imagine retiring from your job, but still taking time, valuable time that you could be relaxing, retiring, going back to help those who follow you in your position. What a fucking guy.
He also won the battle against Mother Nature, which no one else has. Remember when he came out, the freezing cold?
The ice bowl.
The playoff game against the Seahawks, and he comes out for the coin toss in a fucking T-shirt?
Oh, that's right.
It was 30 below.
Yeah.
He didn't care. He's seen worse with the Met. He's like, this is nothing for me.
He was probably hoping that he got frostbite and died after he saw Blair Walsh's field goal miss that day.
Yeah, I think he wished he might have passed then,
yeah.
honestly. But no, he did so much for this team, and that doesn't make this guy's judging him on winning a Super Bowl. That guy's going to have a long, sorry life.
Well, Mr. Tuttle, we should say, what the fuck have you done for the team? Maybe you don't deserve to be a fan.
Did you win anything?
Yeah.
What have you won?
Yeah, what have you done?
Yeah, seriously.
We recorded, mixed, made a music video, and released We Wish You a Merry Kirkmas.
Mm-hmm.
We gave the team Christmas cheer. What the fuck did you do?
Yeah, you did. You've done nothing.
We got views on YouTube. We did numbers on Fox 9. What did you do, Mr. Tuttle?
Yeah.
You piece of shit.
Yeah, Mr.
You
Tuttle.
Dumbass.
You dumbass.
Jackass.
All right.
Jackass.
Producer Cam, what do you got?
So mine's a 2-part thing. It starts with a page that I've actually seen, and it's actually very helpful in Vegas. It's called Las Vegas Locally. They asked a question to their audience that says, will all the Formula One related road construction and traffic be worth it for Las Vegas? Someone quote tweeted it. This was at Bubba Royce.
Oh, yeah.
Our good friend Bubba says, absolutely not, ... The F1 is going to hurt Vegas with a B, I believe.
I believe.
It won't. It's
won't.
going to bring in 10 times the amount of money that Vegas would make in some random-ass weekend in October. Like, have you seen the hotel prices? Yeah. The hotels are making a shitload of money, which is definitely going back to the city.
It's helping the economy.
All of these rich people that are going to be flying in are just going to be spending their money in Vegas rather than Monaco or L.A. or New York, wherever they're going to be.
Vegas.
Oh, yeah, Vegas. Sorry. This is Formula One in the United States is such a good thing for anyone who's trying to become rich because there is so much fucking money in that sport. Saudi money. That's all I have to say. You know how much I'm talking. No, it's good for any city. I wish it came to Minneapolis because then we'd probably have to pay less in taxes.
Dude, I was just thinking, like, kind of laughing, like, if Bubba was on right now on the podcast, which would never happen, what his rebuttal to that be? He'd be like, no, listen, motherfucker, it's going to tear up the roads, and it's going to blah, 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 and it's...
Also, who drives in Vegas?
Yeah, no one does.
You shouldn't be driving on the Strip. Their cars shouldn't be allowed on the Strip in general. It's a walking city.
They have the funds. They're preparing for this. They know how to repair it. It'll be fine. And that, in fact, it's going to look like brand new afterwards because if they have to redo something, it's going to be redone, so...
It's also it's a historic event. This race is probably going to be in Vegas until the end of time.
Yep.
And if you could be at the first ever one, it's going to be insane. I mean, if you just look at the numbers of how much hotels, you should see the price to fly there. I don't even think I could afford to fly there, let alone fucking go to the race.
Yeah, he's
going to be great for the city.
Bubba, good friend, but fuck.
Do you know how much
Vegas.
Do you know how much those casinos in Vegas are going to make on all those rich people who are going to be drunk and gambling?
Billions.
Lots of money.
A bunch for Vegas. B is for bunch.
I fucking love that.
Vegas.
Vegas. He doesn't even like try to correct it. Doesn't have a reply with like an asterisk. Vegas.
He's thinking of the guy from Ghost Adventures who has the museum there, Zach Bagans.
Yeah, he's probably like trying to.
The Zach Bagans Ghost Hunting Museum out of Las Vegas, Nevada.
He's probably trying to combine Bagans and Vegas, so it's his town. It's Bagans,
it's his
Vegas.
City.
It's Vegas, baby.
It's
Vegas,
Vegas,
baby.
Vegas, baby. It works better. It's the two B's.
Hold on, I want to. While we're on the topic, real quick, I just want to see how much a flight is through the Delta app.
Like that weekend?
Yeah,
it's not great. Do you have the dates? Do you know when it's going to be?
I already got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's loading.
I can't wait to watch that on TV and save $8,000.
Yeah, right. Gosh, yeah, that's a lot of money just for tickets.
I'll have a way better view too with all the cameras rather than like seeing one corner.
Oh, you know what?
Yep.
$473
for that weekend.
But
Not horrible.
But then look up the hotels because they're all booked.
Yeah, they're fucked.
And those people who booked them 6 months ago for like $2,000 a night.
You're gonna fucking stay at the Circus and sleep with fucking heroin.
Yeah. Oh, the Circus, right? To pull money out so I could put it down a cash deposit in that crackhead motel because I was so hungover I couldn't make the flight.
You'll sleep with an actual clown there.
Yeah, don't bring up. I have PTSD looking at the Circus. That was probably one of the lowest points of my life. I was so hungover in Vegas that I had to go to some shitty motel to take a nap before the flight, and the motel wouldn't let me get a room unless I paid a $100 cash deposit because they've been robbed so many times. There's no ATM in there, so I had to go to the fucking Circus, where I swear to God they encourage you to smoke inside.
Yeah.
And had to sit in a line of bikers.
Yeah,
while I pull out $100. Just thankful that my bank didn't decline it after the amount of times I withdrew from that. But
God,
holy shit, what a side rant.
So
you could have been killed.
Yeah, I probably could have been. Actually, there would have been a point where I probably would have preferred that because I was such a loser for everything that happened. But
Jack died from a clown in Vegas.
Yeah, he got killed at the Circus in Las Vegas. Yeah, tough week for me.
That's part of the act there. Someone gets murdered there once a week.
Well, that's why they call it March Madness, right? Yeah. Okay, I'll close this out here. So I basically have everyone that was replying to our tweets about Matt Dumba, unfortunately having to leave the Minnesota Wild after 9 great years. When we said thank you, Matt Dumba, we had a ton of people respond. Thanks for what? ? 9 fucking years of dedication. Maybe he didn't play the best hockey. Maybe everyone in this room hated him at a certain point. Maybe that was the beginning of last year, but flipped to he was the best defenseman debatably on the team the second half of last year, all the way down the stretch into the playoffs. Yeah, Dumba has not been always the best player, but when he was good, he was fucking amazing. And better yet, the energy he brought to the locker room. If you read like any of the stories about Dumba from Foligno, from some of the younger guys, from Spurgeon, Brodin, Hartman, he was the voice of the locker room. Like Ryan Reeves, when he was new to the team, he said Dumba was the first one to welcome me in open arms. He was the guy who weaved me into the culture. He was a leader in the locker room, hence why he had an A on his jersey.
Kirill literally lived with him.
Yes, he slept on his fucking couch.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Lived in probably one of his rooms.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he like I said, I understand why some people have a little bit of animosity because of certain times and the way he played. But let's go beyond hockey. His annual charity hockey camp that he never put a cap on, 300-some kids show up. He hung out with all of them and spent time with all of them. No cameras around. I mean, people took pictures, but he didn't ask for it. He didn't do it for publicity. He was just a genuinely good dude. And while it sucks that he's off the team and he's gone, we couldn't afford him, and that's the way it is. But to just say he was here for 9 years and did nothing is a fucking abominable statement.
Stupid. I have a Dumba jersey, for God's sake.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
A lot of people do.
And he was kind of rough lately.
Sure.
And yeah, it probably was time to move on.
For sure.
Shit happened.
But show him more respect than, what do you
Yeah.
mean, for what? It's the same guy with Bud Grant.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't win anything, so therefore he must be useless. It's like, there's so much more to it than just wins and losses.
There's a reason he was on the team for 10 years.
Have a fucking heart,
He was a
people.
good dude.
Literally, he's
a great guy.
Yeah, great guy for the community, like we said, and he had some excellent games where he contributed a lot. And I was at a few games and growing up, or like in his career, where he got the game-winning goal in overtime.
Right.
So particularly one against the Chicago Blackhawks. So I'm forever grateful for that. If you're beating the Blackhawks in overtime, and he was the guy who got the goal. So
I think it's going to be one of those scenarios where you're going to see him play in Arizona, or play against him, and he's going to lock us down, and we're going to hate him because he's going to lock us down.
him and Zucker are just going to form an alliance down there and just kick our ass.
Minnesota Alliance,
Yeah.
but. Yeah, so that's the Idiot of the week, and another episode of It's a Bit, folks. Thanks so much for listening. And as Jake mentioned, go to 10ktakesmn.com, click the shop tab to get our new Vikings merch. Get it now, though. It takes about a week or two to ship, so if you're gonna want to get it before the first week of the season, make sure to get it now. Also, the Gritty hats are coming back, so be on the lookout for the Gritty hats. If you missed one, a ton of people messaged me. I missed the Gritty hats. When can I get another one? We're ordering more. They're coming back. We're going to have them for the people. So get your Gritty hats. Make sure to go to 10ktakesmn.com and read some of the awesome blogs that our 13, 14 bloggers are writing. They're putting in a lot of work to some awesome articles around entertaining Minnesota sports there. And also click the listen tab to listen to some of the other podcasts we have on the network. And also to follow us on all the socials, 10K Takes on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Finally, 10K Bets on KFan every Saturday at 2 p.m. You can go to 100.3 FM or kfan.iheart.com to listen. But thank you guys so much for supporting us. It's a Bit, supporting 10,000 Takes in general, and we'll see you next week.